What is up, legends? We are back with another slime video. So the purpose of this video is pretty much talk about what do you do at current endgame and how to beat content if you don't have the specific teams or builds to actually do so. Now, these games are designed actually not for mono teams. Mono teams just end up being the more efficient way of actually doing it, but that's of course if you actually got the summons to actually do that, or you re-rolled and got perfect summons and stuff like that. And that's literally like 20% of the population in a game that actually is able to do something like that. Everybody else is going to be going with what they have, which is how the games are supposed to be played. So with that said, let's take my team for example. Alright, so in hindsight, what I did end up getting is a little bit towards the dark side. I'm a lot wind. I do have some favoritism towards space and water, but nothing particularly base mono. So what I have to actually do is I have to power win or stun win. You can stun win because I do have a character that can actually do that, but majority of the time I'm just going to power win. And what power win basically means is I'm going to go through and defend myself because I have a protection character that actually helps defend, which is this guy right here. And that's what I ended up to, is I ended up with towards earth and water. I don't have a lot of earth characters, sadly, but I have some type of water characters, but that's the only protector that I got. I tried really hard to get Shion, but she just wouldn't come out, so it just, you know, is what it is. So my purpose right now is to just work with what I have, or you would just have to top up in that type of instance. But that's not how you prove you're a real gamer, and that's not how you're supposed to do these types of things. That's how they get you. That's how gacha games get you, because more often than not, you're going to be forced to top up like that if you want to try to keep up with everybody, if you care about that, because you don't get a reward for actually doing that. Nobody cares if you're number one in the PvE game. Like, who cares? And in PvP, like, you get like maybe a title or a skin or something like that. It really doesn't matter at the end of the day when it comes to these gacha games. So you really shouldn't concern yourself with that. What you should concern yourself with is enjoying the game and playing with what you have. Playing with what you have, if it's exactly what the type of team that you want it to be. Now, what I end up actually doing is taking advantage of different things. I take advantage of Benny's power, along with the fact that I actually have a good support for him as well, which makes him the hardest hitter, as you see by a mile, and the most tanky. So unless it's a light unit, I'm really always happy about. However, I do change this up. If I'm facing towards a light unit, then I take her out and then put her on the forefront and then bring in my Rimuru. So what we want to do is take advantage of Beretta and take advantage of the fact that she has good damage as well, as you guys can see. Pretty good all the way around, right? So we put her out at the same time along with Benny, and then take advantage of the light units. You don't necessarily need all the time a mono team. It just makes it a little bit easier because they'll combo a lot easier, and you can actually put together, if you have a protection like Shion, which is what I was trying to do so I can make a dark team, but the game was like, nah, F you, son. So what are you gonna do? And then you can keep both SlIME and everybody should have SlIME, because SlIME is partially a healer. It's kind of a trash healer, but if you do have trainee, then what you can actually do is you can put her in the back with SlIME and then bring them in to spot heal and then take them back out again the following round. They don't necessarily have to always be out in the actual team if it doesn't fit your comp. You can just keep them, or you can just put one in it for whoever. But you see I have Millum in there so she can power up and then smack something, and then she's pretty much done her job and sit down. But for the most part, I pretty much have Shuna and Benny out there all the time, and I swap in whether it be Rimuru or Millum. Either way, I'll also defend myself with Shuna's defense, And that's kind of like how, of course, and then I have my EP. Now we're going to talk about that in a second. But you also want to just make sure that you're swapping in and out. Don't just keep everybody there like that, because it's not going to work out for you. You're just going to end up just sending them off to die, especially if you're autoing. A lot of people still auto, and I still see a lot of people video autoing and everything else. And I'm like, okay, that works for you, I guess. But definitely want to make sure that you are switching. The computer will not switch for you. Now, as far as power. Ooh. I actually didn't notice this, but it's good that we need to come in here anyway. For the most part, majority of us are at this point. I see a lot of people on my friends list, and a lot of people are actually around the same type of citizens, because this is officially where you grind and you have to actually kind of like micromanage things. I am sad that again, the larger the city gets, the more it lags the game. Which is unfortunate. Nice. Alright, so definitely want to make sure that you go for paying attention to your devices. Now, whatever teams that you are particularly focused on, or you want to have a build, like whether it be light, dark, or whatever, you just want to continue to keep upgrading them. Like you see, I pretty much do have earth units that I need to do that with, so we're going to just send that off into there. And I did go ahead and unlock the other 2 spots just to speed it up. At first I didn't for a very long time, but now I am doing it. We're going to unlock this. Alright, which leaves us 2 more slots. I'm particularly not going that crazy anymore over that. We still have the butler houses, and we still have the dire wolf and all the rest of that type of stuff to actually do. So I guess I'm not going to be paying. This is Sunday that I'm doing this. I don't normally do a lot of videos on Sunday, so I'm not going to be going back and forth with this today. So we're going to do this. Start pushing this up so I can get towards 12k, which I believe is another 100 to the currency. All right, so you definitely want to keep continuing to keep doing that, because that's your currency grind right now. You're not going to get a lot more stages, because we don't have any more stages to do if you've done all 10, whether it be the easy, the normal, and the hard modes. I mean, the normal, or is it? No, it's normal, hard, and extreme, I believe, or something. Whatever it is, it's 3 tiers, and we didn't get no more at that point. And for the most part, you're pretty much done with the event as well. So all you're really doing is farming the event to get Benny to his max level and the rewards out of there, and then buy everything in the store, because once you get Benny to 100, the max level, you pretty much can buy everything in the store at this point, so you don't necessarily have to go that crazy. I do apologize, this is not an action based video, but this is pretty much the stuff that I wanted to actually talk about, because I see people saying, like, you know, like I look at the Discords and, you know, the posts, the Reddits, and everything else, and that's what I base my videos off of if people seem frustrated by stuff, and then I do videos on those particular topics. And the thing that I saw the most between the last 2 days is people being frustrated with what to do now. You know, what do? I didn't get these special summons. I didn't get Shion and Diablo and all type of stuff. Like, I didn't. It's not stopping me from anything. I'm still, you know, doing the content and everything else. One thing that I did notice that one thing you should focus on if you're having trouble with any of the conquests, what you should do is you should go whatever 3-star that you can actually accomplish in any of the elements, whether it be fire, whatever else. What you should do is you should actually use your stamina on that, so you can then turn around and get the items to go into the forge and get your level 3 gear. Because if you're struggling to do normal or whatever else like that, it's actually easier just to let the game auto the 3-star, whatever you did, and then you can just go in here and get materials right here, because all you really need is this stuff right here, and that will drop, as you guys can see, on any of those things. So if you have any of those done, so to speak, you can just go ahead and actually do that. Easy, right? Then take just an easier headache, and you get all your 3-star gear and start running around with your characters with your 3-star gear. You know, so you got a bunch of 3-star gear for people everywhere, and then special gear and so on and so forth. This makes things easier for you overall when you're trying to take on the different content, if you just allow the game to do things easier for you rather than you beating your head against the wall trying to eke out getting your 1-star or 3-star type of wins. Just gear yourself properly, because you can overpower a fight easier than you can waiting on RNG. So what I've actually done is I've worked on my account power over waiting on the RNG, because there's no guarantee that you're actually going to get anything. That's the proper way you're supposed to play these types of gacha games. Don't wait on RNG, don't wait on a stun type of gameplay, which it does work, but you'll frustrate yourself and you get to the point where you start to see people like other YouTubers showing their dark teams or their fire teams and everything else, and you're not that fortunate. Now this make you frustrated. This will actually make you win 100% of the time, because you will be powerful enough to just say F this content and step on it. And that's the proper way that you're actually supposed to play these gacha games. This is my opinion. It's worked for me for 10 years, so you don't have to listen to me, but it's just how these games work. You just beating your head against a wall for no reason. So other than that, that's all I really got for you. Like I said, this is not about being action-packed. It's just that I'm just trying to address the frustration that some people are having, is because it seems a lot of you are waiting for the RNG or trying to get certain characters or re-rolling or going crazy when you ain't got to do all that. Like, you just play the game properly. It's like, and like, I'm always the type of person who I will teach you how to win without having wailing and without having to actually rely on BS RNG, because these games are not RNG in your favor. It will never be RNG in your favor. So I will catch you guys next video. Good luck to you. Hopefully this helps you guys out and just get you over all of that stuff. Like, don't try to worry about meta. Meta is you yourself, actually. That's what meta really is you yourself. You yourself can make your account stronger. You yourself can micromanage to get your EP higher, to make your team be 230k, 240k, 250k, that you don't have to worry about struggling. And then you get to the point where you actually get ahead of the gaming curve, which is what I'm trying to do right now, where I can basically pick whoever I want to pick, and it won't matter what I get RNG. That's what happened in Dan Memo, and you can actually do the same thing in this game, as well as other games. Like, you just get to a point where you start, your gear and your account is strong enough that it doesn't matter. That's what you need to pay attention to, those monuments. You need to pay attention to actually leveling up your affinity so your characters are stronger. You just get to a point where it just doesn't matter anymore. You don't have to spend any money. You just save your currency, you just save everything, and then you're good. So, catch you guys later. Peace. Thank you, Legends, for getting to the end of the video. We do 3 to 4 videos every day. Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit that notification bell so you can be first in notification squad. I love everybody who stops by, and I will see you next video. Peace.